In this video, we're going to learn how to send emails using PHP. Sending emails is quite important for most web applications. As an example, you would receive a welcome email once you sign up to a web page. Also, if you have a list of registered users and you would like to send them regular newsletters, communicating new offers or products, for example, then you would need the PHP mail function. And we will see later on how we can allow users to contact us using a contact form on our web page, and that requires also the PHP mail function. So let's get introduced to the PHP mail function. So it's called mail, and what we're going to do, we're just going to click Control K to explore details about this function. So we can see that this function sends mail. Okay, so it's going to return a boolean. It's going to return true if the mail was successfully accepted for delivery. Okay, otherwise it's going to send false. So it's going to take a few parameters. So the first one is going to be the receiver or the receivers of the email. Then of course the subject of our email. Okay, they're all strings. And then we've got the message. So the message could be plain text. Otherwise, we can send some HTML code if we want to. Okay, and then we're gonna then we have additional headers that we can add. For example, if you want to send an HTML message, then you would need an additional header for that, and we're gonna cover that in a bit. Okay, so that's how the mail function works in PHP. So let's build a simple example. Okay, so we're going to put a few parameters inside our function. So we're going to define a few variables. So first one, the receiver, we're going to call it 2, and then the subject, we're going to call it subject, and then the message, I'm going to call it message. Okay, so the let's set these variables. So the receiver, that's done. Now the subject of our email, let's set it to we are learning PHP, for example. Okay. Okay, and finally, let's have our message, and we can set that, for example, to, at the moment, we're going to use plain text. Okay, saying join us and spread the word. Here we go. Okay, so now if we leave the code as it is, we wouldn't know if the mail is sent to our user because we wouldn't have access to their email account, obviously. But I can check that because I can check the inbox. Okay, but it would be nice to know whether the email has been sent or not. So rather than just writing the mail function, we are going to echo the results of the mail function. Okay, so if it's successful, it's going to echo 1, otherwise it's going to echo 0. Okay, so let's save and refresh the page. So it has returned 1, which means that the mail has been accepted for delivery. So we can see that we have received an email. So we can see the subject of the email, we can see the body of the email. This is the message that we have sent with our email. Okay, so now let's change the email and send some HTML code instead of plain text. So let's write some HTML code in there. So you're gonna have let's have HTML tags. Okay, and then let's just place the body inside without the head. Okay, and let's have a header h1. Okay, followed by another header h3, and let's have a paragraph after that, and then we're going to populate all these. Okay, so the first header, let's write we are learning PHP. Okay, so let's add some style equals let's add some color there. Let's use single quotes inside. So let's go for green. Okay, let's move to the h3 and write some text. So what are you waiting for example? And then the paragraph is going to say, join us and spread the word. Okay. So let's style the h3 as well. Style. Let's go for a color orange, and finally the paragraph, let's leave it as it is. Okay, so if we save that, okay, I'm gonna try it like this. Okay, I'm gonna show you that it's not gonna work anyway. So if we refresh the page, okay, so the mail would have been sent. Okay, but if we check the email, now it's there. Okay, so you can see that the body of the email is just HTML code. Okay, not very nice. So what we are missing there is the additional headers. So when we send an HTML email, we would need to add another parameter to the mail function, and this one is going to be headers. So we're gonna set that variable. Let's add it following the subject, or let's add it after the message. So we're gonna set it to content type. Okay, and then that's going to be text /HTML. It's really important to do this. Otherwise, the email is just going to be HTML code like this. Okay, so let's save and refresh the page. So the email has been sent. Okay, let's check. Okay, now let's refresh the page, and we can see our new email there. And now we can see that it is better, so we can see the actual content rather than HTML code. Okay, so that's how we can use PHP to send emails. We'll cover this later on in in other applications, especially when we build our contacts form later on. All right. In the next video, we're gonna cover filters.